Hey friends, welcome back to She's At It Again. Today I'm making some pure butter shortbread. This is also known as Scottish shortbread, and I have an opportunity to make some, just part of many of us making desserts for a group here in town that's putting on a nativity scene. They do this every night, and our church family started last year volunteering to fix the meal for all the cast members at this nativity that they do in town, which was a fabulous idea. Everybody enjoyed it so much, and I think several other churches have caught on to it, and they're volunteering for the other meals. So I am kind of catching up at the rear here and doing a last-minute dessert for that event tonight. So we're going to start out with our butter. I have a full cup of butter here. This is unsalted butter, so we're going to add a little bit of salt to it. But I put it in another bowl that had warm water in it, then put a plate over it just to melt the butter, because I don't do microwaves, and this is in a bowl that's not really stovetop safe. So we're going to start out with adding some vanilla to our butter. And this is what my vanilla looks like. I think I've showed you this several times before. If you're new to the channel, I make my own vanilla out of vodka that is organic, and it's made from sugar cane. So we're going to put about a teaspoon of vanilla in there. And this vanilla is so good. To that, we're going to add about 2/3 of a cup of sugar. You can use powdered sugar if you want to. Some people say, oh, it gives such a smooth texture to it. I'm not so much worried about the smooth texture. I don't really want the cornstarch in it. It just doesn't really add anything to it. I'd rather just have plain sugar. Now, you can just use softened butter if you want to. It doesn't have to be melted. But I kept thinking I was going to start the video, and then my phone kept ringing, and it was two different people, and they wanted to talk for long periods of time. One was getting ready to go do something, so she was talking to me as she was getting ready, and I'm not mentioning names, but it was my sister. And then the other person was a friend that was out running errands, and she was talking to me as she was going along, so I just talked to them. And here it is, noon, and I'm just now getting started on this. So my butter has had plenty of time to melt. It's not like I had anything else going, so it was fine. All right, we're going to add a little bit of salt to this. Now notice, the only thing I'm using to stir this with is just a fork. Okay, not a whole lot of salt, because these are not salty cookies by any means. They're just lovely and sweet. Now I will tell you that anytime I make a variety of cookies for something, inevitably there's that one person that goes, you gave us a plate of cookies, but there was they call it a sugar cookie. There was this one sugar cookie, and I don't know what was in that, but man, it was so good. And the funny thing is, it's only 4 ingredients. 4 ingredients. Butter, butter, sugar, vanilla, and flour. And that's it. That is it. So it's funny how sometimes the simplest of ingredients can be the best ones. So I love that. All right, just make sure all your sugar is mixed in well. Now we're going to put the flour in. This is 2 cups of organic all-purpose flour, not enriched, just all-purpose flour. I'm going to do a video about that soon. It's just that important. People don't understand the difference in flours. All right, we're going to stir this just to get it to where all the flour is moistened, so you won't have any dry flour in there. I have our oven preheating at 325, and the buzzer hasn't gone off yet, so when it goes off, it'll be ready. And please don't overmix the flour. You don't really want to get it worked up and get the gluten to forming in it. You don't want them to be tough. These are just a very pleasant, crumbly cookie. Get a spatula so I can make sure I get all of it out of there. Okay, this is my pan. I'll tell you what the measurements are on this one. This is an 11 by 15 pan, and I have parchment in the bottom of it. So we're going to take our mix. Now, you can put this in a round cake pan. You could put it in an 8 by 8 square pan. Really, that part does not matter. The smaller the pan, the thicker it's going to be. I like for mine to be bigger and thinner, just because I think it makes a prettier presentation, but it's all going to taste the same. And now we just press it down in the bottom of the pan. And you will resort to using your fingers because the fork just takes too long. Obviously, the smaller the pan, the less time it takes you to press it out, but nevertheless, I'm going to get mine pressed out in this big pan. Okay, plastic bench scraper does great for cleaning up the sides. Because we're going to cut these before we put these in the oven, but they won't be completely cut. You'll still have to, go over the lines again once it's already baked. But we will pre-cut these while they're still in the pan and not baked yet. Okay, we're going to use this to cut these. Make sure it's straight because I'm constantly bending it. Okay, so we have 48 small cookies that this makes in this pan. This is what they look like, and they are super thin, take my word for it. We're going to pop these in the oven for 25 minutes, and then when we come back, I'll take them out and show you what they look like. We'll be right back. Okay, timer just went off on the oven, so they are ready. Okay, this is what they look like when we take them out of the oven. There might be just a little bit of browning on the edge, but these aren't ones that you want to get a golden brown. You just want them to be baked all the way through. I'll take a tiny knife and just run through the lines that we've already made. And when they cool, then we can just break them apart. A lot of times I'll add pecans to these because the only thing better than shortbread is pecan shortbread. But because I'm making these for a group of people and I don't really know who all's going to be enjoying them, I don't want there to be a nut allergy and them be deterred from having a dessert just because there's pecans on there. Now these are not gluten-free, but they are egg-free. So a lot of times it's hard to find a really good cookie or dessert of that type without the use of eggs, but these do not require eggs, and so people who have an egg allergy might be able to enjoy them as well. These are also good if you want to drizzle chocolate on them. Now, I've made, as you know, I don't really eat a lot of sugar, processed white sugar especially, but these might be good made with coconut sugar, but I have made it with honey before and it turns out just fine. It's just I'm not making these for me, I'm making them for somebody else. So we're going to give that a shot. Okay, we're going to let these cool off in the pan for right now. Don't take these out. They will break as soon as you lift that parchment out or try to pick them out of the pan. So we're going to let them cool completely. They'll set up and get hard for just a little bit, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what they look like as we're taking them out of the pan, and we'll put them in these little snack bags so everybody can help themselves without touching them from somebody else's stuff. So anyway, we'll be right back. Okay, I have a spatula and our pan is completely cooled off. I don't need that anymore. We still have to be really careful with these because they're a little fragile. And I decided I'm just going to stick a couple of these in each bag. So just enough for a little dessert to grab and go. We're going to put all these in bags and we'll deliver them to where they need to go so they'll be out of my kitchen and I won't be tempted to try one. But this is what they look like. There's an up close and personal view of the shortbread. Now these are buttery and these are so delicate and they are delicious. So for right now, we're going to get the rest of these packed up. I'm pretty sure you don't want to sit and watch me pack things in a bag. We have all our shortbreads packed up and I need to put these in a box and deliver them. So I hope you have enjoyed this demonstration of pure butter Scottish shortbread, and I hope you give it a try. So few ingredients, so easy to make. This would be something fun for kids to make on Christmas break maybe to give as gifts to neighbors and friends. But recipe is in the description as always. We look forward to sharing something again with you next time. And to our friends at the Living Nativity here in Searcy, Arkansas, thank you for doing this every single year. It's bad weather, it's cold out there, and they do it with such generous hearts. Always, always. Live animals, it's just really fun to drive through. So thank you for what you do, and we hope you enjoy our gift to you that night. See ya.